Hi, I'm Janell Friesen. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Health Department, and I'm here for our COVID-19 weekly update. It is February 11th, and I'm here with a new guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Adrianne Showalter Matlock, and I'm the COVID-19 project manager.
All right, great. And I called you a guest, but you're a member of our team at the Health Department, in the middle of this work with COVID-19 response. So, which is why you're here today, because you're going to be able to tell folks more about what we're talking about today, because we have this COVID-19 quarantine housing that's available that a lot of people may not be aware of. So we want to kind of go over that a little bit, and then we'll talk later about what happens after people sign up through our vaccine form that we have. But let's start with the quarantine sheltering. Do you want to just kind of explain what that is?
Yes, we have a COVID-19 quarantine shelter that is basically a hotel that's available for anyone that is needing a place to be in quarantine or isolation away from the members of their household, or if they don't have a place to stay and they need a place to stay altogether. So, for example, if somebody has been exposed to COVID-19 at work, but at home they live with a family member who's immunocompromised, they don't want to unintentionally expose their family member, so they have the option of instead staying at the COVID quarantine shelter. Alternately, if somebody is immunocompromised and they need to quarantine or isolate away from their family members, they could stay at the shelter. And then we also have this available for residents of Wyandotte County who maybe are living on the streets or unhoused and have been exposed or COVID positive and need a place to stay. So if you need that, then the way to access that resource is to call 311 and ask to be referred to our community health worker who can help do an assessment and get you connected to the COVID quarantine shelter.
All right, great. I'm glad that we're talking about this resource because it's something that I think a lot of people just didn't know was offered. And there are many people who may not be able to quarantine or isolate away from other folks. And so it's an important resource to have. Is there anything you'd like to add about what people can expect if they take part in that service?
Yes. So basically, you are allowed to stay there for the duration that you are required by local health order to isolate or quarantine. And so it's just limited to that duration of time. The other thing to know is that all meals are provided, so 3 meals a day, as well as snacks. And again, it's literally a hotel. And so you're put up in a hotel room basically during that time.
All right, great. Well, again, if people need to access that service, they can call 311 to be referred to that COVID-19 quarantine and isolation sheltering. Okay, let's shift gears for a second. Oh, sorry, you might hear my cat in the background. Let's shift gears to talk about when people sign up for COVID-19 vaccines. I think a lot of people have probably heard that we have a form that people can fill out on our website, or they can call 311 for help if they're not able to fill out the online form. But I think there's still some confusion about, okay, I filled out the form, what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
So can you
Now
talk?
what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so when you complete the vaccine interest form for Wyandotte County, you can expect 3 forms of communication from us as a follow-up. The first is a confirmation that you have completed the form, and those are, as of now, going out by the next business day after you complete your form. The second form of communication that you can expect after you complete the form is a weekly update from the health department about COVID vaccine eligibility, generally speaking. So you have the most up-to-date information. The third form of communication that you can expect after you complete the vaccine interest form is a scheduling appointment call. Now that the time frame that you will be receiving a call, text, or email to schedule you for your vaccination will vary based on your eligibility and the vaccine supply, but you can expect to be contacted when it's your turn to schedule.
All right, great. So like you said, there's 3 different, you can select how you want to be contacted. And so that's how you'll receive those updates from us. So if you told us you want phone calls, you'll get a phone call, text, email, like you said. Is there anything else that you get questions about a lot with this that you want to clarify?
With the vaccine interest form, let's see. I think, the main thing that I want for people to know is that if you have completed the vaccine interest form, we really need your help in getting your neighbors, your family members to complete the form as well. And it's okay to help somebody to complete the form. Maybe, for example, your elderly neighbor doesn't have access to a computer. You can help them to complete the form with their contact information and put their phone number in. And then otherwise, if you'd like to opt out of the weekly updates, that is okay. We're building that option into that communication. And yeah.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned the part about helping someone sign up, especially because right now we do have some vaccines available for people who are age 85 and older and live in Wyandotte County. And we really want to start getting more of those folks in. We've been able to do a number of those vaccinations so far, alongside continuing, certain high contact critical workers. But from what I understand, we want to have people help their family members, friends, neighbors who are 85 and older to sign up. And if you are an employer with critical workers who are eligible, you can sign up your employees as a group.
Absolutely. Yeah, the form has options for completing it both in English or in Spanish, and as an individual, as an employer, or as a community group. So if you are a leader at a church or at another community group and you want to receive updates, then you can complete it on behalf of your group as well.
All right. Well, I want to remind folks that there are a couple ways they can get to the form. If you go to our main COVID page on the website, wykokck.org/COVID-19, there's a little button at the top that says COVID-19 vaccines, and that'll take you to a lot of different vaccine information. And one of the first things you'll see is that where you can go to that form. You can also go to ughealth.info/vaccine, and that'll take you directly to the vaccine page. And like we mentioned before, we know not everybody has access to the internet or has access to a computer or other device, or just they may not be comfortable filling out a form that way. So you can call 311 for assistance as well. All right, well, thanks for the conversation today. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to everybody next week.